right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining me from. Okay, it's the Peeps Prophet, and today is Thursday. Okay, today is Thursday, 29th day of May. All right, so basically, I'm just going to show you guys what the Euro USD uh, did this week. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at what actually happened this week on the Euro USD. Remember, I told you guys that Euro USD is going to sell, and I see so many people buying Euro USD this week, but for me, it's a sell week, guys. And of course, the market played according to script, guys. Played according to script. So I'm just going to show you what the market did yesterday during the FOMC, following the late New York session. Okay. All right, beautiful. Remember, guys, I told you. Now you could see right here that I wrote sell week right before even that was on Tuesday. Okay, I wrote sell week because I was looking for to sell that for the week. Okay, now a lot of traders are seeing this to be a buy. I've watched a lot of analysis which other traders, a lot of traders did the analysis, and they were seeing this as a buy signal because they see this as a trend line retest, okay, to buy upside to this point which they see as draw on liquidity. But of course, that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the inverse. Why? Because there was a liquidity void here, a very strong inefficiency, market retested, came back to a premium level. So, and at premium we are selling, okay, at discount we buy. Okay, so immediately I saw the sweep on liquidity right here on this high. I knew that it's going to be a trap to trap a lot of traders, to deceive them to want to go long. Okay, for me, I was ready to go short, guys. So basically, let's look at the lower time frame and see. Let's see the detail of that trade. Remember yesterday, 2 days ago, that was on Tuesday, I took this sell on a scalping account. Remember, I told you guys the 70 pips right here. Immediately I saw that the price retested into this fair value gap on a New York session time, and I knew that looking at the market calendar, that's the economic calendar, I knew that the market will likely not clear out this high, okay, which was supposed to be our entry model for the late New York session during Tuesdays. Okay, I hope that is clear enough. Okay, so that was the sell. I was actually targeting a sweep of liquidity right above this high or above this high to give us this very point of entry, okay, to sell. But then the market, because of the economic calendar, okay, this market was already here, okay, as at the New York session. So I knew that this was a very huge opportunity to go short due to this mitigation block right here and the fair value gap. Okay, the confluence and price was already at the premium level. Considering this low to this high, you could see that market was reacting off an OTE zone. Okay, it has gone past the 50% equilibrium and reaching out between 50%, which is the equilibrium, and the OTE zone right here, 0.38 region. So it was a very strong confluence for me to sell, and my target was below this pool of liquidity right here above this fair value gap. See, price delivered. And remember that day I told you yesterday that at this point I will look to see price test a bit. Okay, so this was an objective for those who are scalping. For scalping traders, this was a very good opportunity to buy short term, guys, short term. Okay, why buying? Okay, let's step low and see the clarity right here. So we could see there was a breaker block right here, price swept liquidity right here, when pushed up, broke structure right here, retested back into this fair value gap, went up, clear sweep liquidity right here, came back, and this was a trap. Okay, so I have liquidity right below this point which I marked, and you could see that price tapped into the fair value gap again. Okay, that was an objective to buy, because a lot of people will say, oh, this sell momentum is going to continue to the downside. But guys, this was a reason to buy, to go long. Okay, short term, because overall we are on a bearish week. Okay, so look at price actually delivered to the upside. This was the target, right? Pool of liquidity right here, just below this fair value gap was the target, and price delivered about 21.8 pips. Okay, why this was a very strong reason to enter the buy was that it happened during the London session, guys, during the London session. So it was a reason to enter the scalping trade if you are a scalper. Unfortunately, I didn't take this trade because that's not the model I look to trade. Okay, so guys, you could see that price during the New York session came into this premium level, sold off, okay, massively. Okay, so I was looking for a re-entry at the clear of this high if it had happened during the late New York session, somewhere around 6 to 7 p.m. yesterday, right here. If I had seen a sweep on liquidity, I would have taken a shot, right? Okay, but unfortunately, there was a signature here, a breaker, bearish, okay, bearish breaker right here, but it happened right after the entry came after the session. Okay, and it's somewhere around the 50% region, so I wouldn't want to take this trade. So I wouldn't want to take this trade right at the 50% region. Okay, so I rather wait for a better zone to get my entry. All right, so I just want to show you guys that look at what happened during the midnight hours. Look at, guys, look at this sell, look at this bearish movement. Price rallied, guys, price rallied down to where? To the point I marked right here. This was the target. This was the target, guys. This was the target. Okay, so this exactly was the target. So why did price decided to get to this point? Let's clearly look at beautiful. Now look at there is a fair value gap here, a very big one for that matter. Okay, and you could see that there's a pool of liquidity residing below, above this fair value gap. Rather, if you mark this out, you have this clarity, guys. Ooh, you could see a form of W pattern, mitigation block. Price retested into 50% of the fair value gap here, guys. Okay, we have two fair value gaps there. We have one here. Price retested into that zone, but you could consider all of this. Okay, price tapped into it and what? Rallied up, guys. Rallied up to what? To cover this, to close this inefficiency, this liquidity void. Okay, that pushed to the sell side. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so let's see what the market is going to do today. Is Thursday, mind you. You have to be careful trading. So let's see what the market is going to do. Overall, I still see a sell. If you ask me, I still see some sell to close, to cover some of the inefficiency. But either ways, price can decide to distribute to the upside. Why? Because there's a structure here, a mitigation block sort of right here. If you mark, you see something like a W pattern break right here. Okay, take that as a retest into the zone, the discount zone from this low to this high. Okay, as an objective to buy from this point, right? Okay, so and if you look at it carefully. So today might just be a retest, which means we'll likely see buy models today. Why? See, we already have that return into the mitigation block, right? So into the discount region rather. Okay, so look to buy. Okay, so this look to buy, and short term you could see that there is a structure here, a break of structure right here, and here we have, so we have a break of structure. So we have a break of structure right here, and you can now see that the market retested. Okay, yet to retest, but we have a break of structure right here. So that is signature. That's a clear indication to tell you that will likely be buying today, guys. Okay, but mind you, it may not be a significant buy because we are looking to see some form of because we are not done with the sale yet, guys. We're not done with the sale yet. If you ask me, I'll say we are not done with the sale yet. Okay, so let's see if the market retests back into the OTE level. That may be our short-term buy. So let's see if price turn into, this is 50%, right? So we may look to take our entry right from this point. So this is a 5 minutes time frame. Let's see 15 minutes if we are going to see a fair value gap there. Oh, beautiful, we have a fair value gap here, guys. You can see that this fair value gap is in confluence with a bullish order block, right? 50% of this bullish order block, which ICT calls the consequent encroachment, right? Oh, we have a bullish block. We have a bullish candle right here. So we can consider all of these sell candles as a bullish order block because of this bullish candle in between. So but then you could see that the fair value gap tapped into a bullish order block right here, which is very, very significant. Or we can see price may decide to retest into this first fair value gap. We have two there. Okay, so let's see what the market is going to do. So if you will be going long, it will be, I would rather take the lower part for proper stop, so that I'll have a smaller risks. Okay, so where is going to be the target? The target is going to be 60 pips off. Why? Because we have fair value gap right here, so price is likely going to target this very zone. Okay, and that's of course 50% of this bearish order block. Okay, and you can see a mitigation form right here, so that will likely be our target, our drawn liquidity short term. Okay, so let's see how it's going to roll. Let's see how it's going to roll. So that could be our drawn liquidity before we see the final push to our weekly objective, or likely buy, and once it gets to this zone it begins to consolidate through the weekend. Okay, like it did was last week. Yeah, I think last week. Okay, so I'm looking for a short-term buy, guys. Mind you, proper risk management is key. So you can see what I'm risking. I'm risking just 17 pips to target about 60 pips. Okay, that's a reasonable risk to take, risk to reward. Okay, that's about 3.5 ratio. All right, that's very, very reasonable. Okay guys, so that's basically what I see. So let's just look at the higher time frame, the daily time frame, so we'll have a better initiative. Oh, beautiful. You can see how price tapped into this bullish order block right here. Okay, which had a fair value gap, tapped into it smoothly. So let's see where price is on the higher time frame, because that is what controls the market. Yeah, 50% price already at discount. So you can see it's below 50% already. So this is a zone to buy, not to sell, guys. She'll be buying short term. Then if the market is going to continue to the low side, that's to the sell side, this will be our drawn liquidity. Subsequently, okay, maybe following next week, all right, we'll hope to see some massive sell to clear out our long-term objective sell below this liquidity pool right here. Then soon as we see that, we can now begin to think of pushing up to the high side, price pushing up to high side. Okay, that's the buy side. All right, so that's my anticipation for today, being Thursday. Okay, in Thursday, that is what I anticipate short-term buys, then consolidation. The market will likely consolidate into the weekend. All right, so if you have made your target for the week, there's no point taking this trade. But if you haven't, you could take a short-term trade today. All right, so that's basically it. Let's just look at the DXY. Oh, beautiful. Look how the DXY did. The dollar index. Oops. Look at what it did. Look at what it did. It created a gap. So you could see that my anticipation played out, and market went straight into the point I marked on the dollar index. You see, guys. But it failed to take out this high, which means there's a tendency we'll still have a buy side on the dollar index, which means we'll likely have a sell side on the Euro USD. Okay, but for the meantime, where price is right now, we want to buy short term. Okay, buy short term, then okay, buy short term before we consider the sell again, because we still have some form of reason to buy the dollar index. We still have some very reasonable rationale to buy the dollar index into this very significant point and region which I'm marking right here. So which means our sell is still valid, guys. I would advise that instead of buying at this point, that's why it's important you look at the dollar index so that you have a clearer picture, because you can see that the liquidity void is almost filled up. Okay, so we should see a reverse to the opposite side. We should see some form of reversal, okay, at this point, okay, to the upside, which means it's a reason to what sell. Should be targeting a sell on Euro USD short term, mind you, short term. Okay, that sell is short term for the meantime before the overall. Okay, so perhaps this buy short term just to clear out this liquidity right here. Okay, just to clear out this liquidity before we now see the main push up. Okay, so let's see what happens. So mind you, for now, since price is already reacting off that zone and has filled up that vacuum, of course for this Euro USD we have a liquidity void and it has been filled. Okay, we don't have any significant points here, so we are going to step down and look for those people scalping, for those traders scalping. This is an opportunity for you to sell. Okay, it's an opportunity for a short-term sell. You could see that price had already created an engulfing pattern right here. The body of this candle dropped low below this, okay? It dropped low right here, so we already have a reason to begin to sell, okay? See what the market is doing. It's consolidating right here. Okay, so let's see. Perhaps it will likely sweep the liquidity here, right above here, to trick buyers to begin to buy. Then that could be your entry point, or if you want to go aggressive, you could enter right here. Okay, and where will be the target, guys? Just 21 pips away. Okay, that's a 1:1.3. That's not really a good risk to reward ratio. That's why I don't really like scalping. Okay, trading on lower time frames is it's crazy, guys. Stressful. Okay, so but then you could as well target this low, this pool of liquidity, this pool of liquidity, and yeah, obviously that could be the draw. Okay, depending on how fast the dollar index delivers price to the points of interest. Okay, so whatever you do, just have it in mind that we are still on a sell objective for the meantime, but we need to see some little buy side. Okay, need to see a little movement to the upside. Okay, we look forward to seeing some buy today. Okay, as soon as you have a break on this high, okay, wait for a retest and then we take our trade for the DXY. Okay, you want a confirmation before you take that trade. Then for the Euro USD, also we want a confirmation right here that will likely break this low. Okay, then we capitalize on that for a sell, short-term sell, guys. Okay, short-term sell, because we have a structure right here. Okay, let's see, we could have a short-term sell. Okay, so that's what I look forward to seeing. Reduce your stop if you want to scalp, so you could have a reasonable risk to reward ratio 12, and then 1:2. All right, so if you're scalping, you could use this as an objective, but as for me and my house, I'm not gonna take this trade. Okay, this is too small for me to take. If I'm risking 12, 15, 14, I should be targeting at least 60, 70 pips. Okay, that's what is going to put food on my table, guys. All right, so that's basically it for today's analysis, and I'll catch you later. I'll see you later for more insight, okay, an update on the trade today. So let's see if Thursday, the late New York session, is going to give us an entry for a buy entry short term. Okay, but mind you, we're not going to take that buy for long. So that's what I'm looking to see. I'm looking forward to see this buy signature play out, but that may be later during the late New York session. We might get that buy, because at that point all of this liquidity may be swept out by price. Okay, all of this liquidity may be swept. And if that happens, all of this liquidity may be swept out. So as soon as I see a sweep on liquidity and all of these lows, that would be my entry during the late New York session. That would be my confirmation, my confirmatory entry right here. Okay, as soon as I see those sweep, I'll be risking 17 to 20 pips decent. Okay, and I'll be targeting wow, that's 74 pips. That's quite decent. Okay, compared to taking a trade right here. Okay, this looks better. That looks better off. Okay, that's a better trade. Gives a better risk to reward ratio than taking this trade. Okay, because we have a structure here that price may want to dangle right here because of this fair value gaps. Okay, so we rather take this smooth ride to the upside if price gives us an entry during the late New York session, guys. So that is my forecast, that is my analysis for the Euro USD, and thanks for staying to this point. If you have not subscribed to this channel, do that right now by clicking on the subscribe button. Okay, as I keep dropping insightful updates on market analysis, forecasts, and also if you're looking forward to getting funding, if you have a strategy that works, kindly click on the link in my bio below, okay, so that you can get 20% off the TenTrades prop firm offer. It's going to end on the 31st. Okay, that's 2 days from now. Okay, so you want to take advantage of the bonus. All right, 20% off, and mind you, you get you don't have to have a lot, okay, to get a profit now, because TenTrades is giving you $1,000 equity to trade with only $43. And of course, if you have 20%, which means you're buying it at the rate of $34.40. All right, so that's amazing, guys. Take advantage of this offer. Okay, click on the link to register. Use my link to register below in the comment section, and also I will drop the promo code right there. Okay, so see you guys later. I wish you good luck and good trading.